Hello.
Hello, man. Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, so far so good, man. The day is going good. Thank you for asking. What about you?
I'm also doing good. Thank you so much for asking. All right. So I remember meeting you once, sometime last week or something, right?
We are meeting second time.
Yes, I think we met in the last week or something. Sometime,
Mm,
right?
it's been long time, not last week.
Couldn't understand, couldn't hear your voice got
It's
cut
been
off.
long time, man. Not
It's
last
been
week.
a, oh, it's been
Yeah.
a long time. I thought that we kind of met really recently. Okay, maybe not. I have misplaced that. Okay, so how is English practice going on?
It is going fantastic, and
Mm-hmm.
every day I read, watch, listen, and I inculcate some vocabulary. So now I'm thinking that my mind has become flourish with vocabulary and
Right,
yeah, I'm able to utter after sometimes. I'm
right.
words are coming automatically from my mouth. So I would
Hmm.
say that yeah, I'm improving, and I have made my own dictionary, and whenever I
Oh.
read, and I'm writing down, and so it
Mm-hmm.
is like dictionary. I have written out there A B C D till Z, and whenever I encounter any vocabulary, so I'm writing down and I'm memorizing in the morning time.
Okay, that's great. So can you tell me maybe two or three words that you have learned recently from memory?
Unwritingly, today I have unwritingly, inadvertently,
Okay.
unsung,
Okay.
unweighed
Okay.
mother, and
Okay. Okay.
these are the things. And apart from this, I have read many murmur, murmuring,
Right.
yeah,
Murmuring. Right.
eligma, eligma,
Right, right. Do you know
eligma,
murmuring is an onomatopic word? Do you know what onomatopoeia or onomatopic mean?
onomatic. No, ma'am,
Yeah.
I don't have idea.
Onomatopoeia basically is a figure of speech which means which suggests words that that resemble a sound. Like for example, murmur. Murmur means the sound of leaves if you stand on them or if you put some pressure on them. So the leaves murmur. So
Okay.
onomatopoeia is a sound word like
Okay.
murmur or bang bang or hiss. So all of this are onomatopoeia. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there's another word that you learn.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. So, and what about grammar? How is that going on?
Grammar, I'm not paying attention towards grammar. I'm just I'm whenever I read books, so I encounter with the structures, how they are framing the structure. So I'm writing that sentence as well. I have
Hmm.
made separate part of my notebook, and so I'm writing down that structure as
Okay.
well. And when it seems like that is difficult,
Hmm.
and so I'm writing down that things
Okay.
also. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I have knowledge. I have basic knowledge of grammars, and I shouldn't. I don't want to go that side actually, grammar person side, and
Yeah.
because it doesn't work if you will read about grammar, but if you are not if you are not able to implement while speaking, so it doesn't matter. So I think
Yeah.
as
Makes
we
sense.
have learned our mother tongue, so
Yeah.
that the same we have to learn English.
Hmm.
I think.
That's true. That's true. That's absolutely correct. So I don't know if you remember from the last time, but I like to do some spontaneous speaking in the beginning and from there go to the topic of the day. So we are going to do a little bit of that in today's session as well and see where you're making mistakes, if any, and
Mhm.
I'll try to give you some suggestions and feedback on
Sure.
that. Okay. All right. So let me think. All right. I was thinking that maybe today we can do some narrative exercises. Do you know what narration or narrative exercises are?
Narrative.
Yes.
Yeah. Narrative means I have to tell about any story or.
Yes, yes. So I will be, yeah, it's narrating something. I'll give you a topic and you have to narrate something based on that. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So your first topic is you have to tell me a story that you listened to or read or watched as a child. Doesn't have to be an original story, it can be a basic generic moral story as well, but you have to tell me the entire story with a title, and if there is a moral or message at the end, maybe give that as well. I will give you 2 minutes to think about the story, what you want to say, give the structure, whatever, and then the next 2 minutes to tell me the story. Okay, so your 2 minutes of thinking time start now.
Story.
Yes,
So
any story that you
it can be
heard. Yeah.
okay. So I have listened many stories in my
Hmm.
childhood, and I used
Okay.
to listen. I was very fond of listening to horror stories.
Hmm.
So it is very short actually. So I can tell you. Uh, the the story is all about ghost,
Hmm.
and so I was sitting in my village, and I was kid. We used to sit with my villagers out there, and we used to chit chat
Hmm.
in childhood. So so one of the villagers was narrating one story, and
Hmm.
it is factual story. And when he was about to reach home, actually, he went somewhere for purchasing, for dealing. And when he was coming back to village,
Hmm.
and at that time there was night. There was a little bit dusk. Then it happened night while returning. So the area which he was covering, it is quite 9 to 10 kilometer far away from the native, from the village. So he was coming through bicycle, and the bicycle was punctured at that time.
Hmm.
So he had to walk, actually. He had to cover avenue by foot, actually,
Yeah.
on his foot.
Yeah.
So he was traveling. He was stepping, and he was coming. So at that time he listened some voice, and and uh, and he knew, and because he was villager, and he all knew that there would be some ghost, or there would be some bad energy, and if I will respond, so he will catch me, and he can punish me, and he can hurt me, he can kill me. And so he was skeptical at that time, and he wasn't responding at that time, and he was asking tobacco,
Okay.
that, yeah, tobacco, could you give me tobacco? I need tobacco.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
need tobacco.
Hmm.
And he knew that if I will provide ghost tobacco, and he will
Yeah.
catch me, and he will kill me.
Right.
And
Right.
so he was not offering tobacco at that time, and he was keep on moving towards their goal, towards home. And so the ghost followed him till the end of native, and
Hmm.
he kept asking about tobacco,
Hmm.
and he never listened to ghost, and
Hmm.
he kept on walking towards target, towards home. And
Right.
finally he reached home, and he felt relaxed at that time, and the ghost disappeared after some time. And after some time he was under the bather for 2 or 3 days, and he started narrating the story. And
Hmm.
we were listening. We were listening at that time, that it happened with me when I was coming back from the so the so I'm going to conclude. So it was like a factual story, and
Hmm.
he had narrated at that time. He was under the weather, but
Hmm.
I was engrossed at that time, listening to that story, and I was thinking that, is it factual, or so? Now at that time I was feeling that it is factual.
Hmm.
I was little. I was scared at that time after
Yeah.
listening to that story, and so he was under the weather for 2 or 3. So now after some time, uh, he had been fine, and
Hmm.
he has narrated the story. So this is all about.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Great. Great. I like that you enjoyed your story so much. It was a fun story. Very nice. All
Uh,
right. Okay. I think you narrated it well. I would ask you to maybe regulate your usage of fillers a little. Sometimes the fillers are taking center stage and you're using a lot of fillers.
mhm,
So maybe try to decrease that amount a little. And at certain places there were some mistakes with tenses, not a lot, but like perfect tense here or there were some mistakes, like with say the helping verb or the form of the verb. So be a little cautious about that, otherwise I think it was perfectly placed.
okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, we are going to do one more narrative activity and from here go to the topic of the day. Okay, this
Mhm.
narrative activity is about any one film that you've watched and you've really liked. So you have to tell me the story of the film in gist, narrate it, not everything, but the main story, what happens, and then tell me the reasons for you to like that film. Okay? I'm again giving you 2 minutes to think about what you want to say.
So I have to tell about movies.
Yes, one movie that you like. And tell me the story in gist, that this is the story, and then tell me why you like it.
Okay.
Okay? Any one film from any time.
So many a times I have watched Gangajal movie,
Okay.
and
What is it about?
so I think to some extent it has been picturized on the uh, true story. I would say factual story,
Hmm.
and it happened in Bihar. I think Bihar or UP.
Hmm.
Sadhu Yadav is based on Sadhu Yadav character,
Hmm.
and the actor were Mahesh Joshi, Ajay Devgan, and who is that lady actually?
Hmm.
Lagan, which was what was the name of actress? She's in
Lagan.
Lagan picture. She's in
I
Lagan
haven't.
picture.
I haven't actually watched Lagan, so I don't know the name of
Yeah.
the actress. I don't know that. I know Amir, but I don't know the actress. Hmm.
Gracie Singh. Gracie Singh.
Okay, Gracie. All right.
Gracie Singh.
Yeah. Okay. All
So
right.
it is all about I would say flamboyant personality. Actually, he used to think that I'm owner of the village,
Hmm.
and I'm great person of village, and I can do anything. And if I will not follow any rules and regulation, law and order of the village or town, so even cops cannot do anything. And actually, cops were also
Hmm.
under him,
Hmm.
and they were following his instruction
Hmm.
and Sadhu Yadav. And so there was anarchy in that
Okay.
village, and what they want to do, they were doing
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
terms of crime, in terms of what we call apaharana. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, Apaharana, so abduction, I think.
Right.
So they were, so they used to do
Hmm.
crime, and uh, actually they have influenced political parties as well.
Hmm.
So whatever they want to do, they were doing, and the crime was there, and anarchy was there, and the people,
Right.
villagers used to not feel safe at that time. So Ajay Devgan, he was cops, and he has been appointed as a commissioner of police for that village, and he
Hmm.
went there, and then he got to know that so they are not doing good, and they are just they are not following law and order. And so he started doing something against them, and he was biting the bullet at that time, Ajay
Hmm.
Devgan. But and finally uh, they were behind the bar, and they were paying for their deeds. So it is all about movies.
Hmm. Okay, all right. Okay, good, good, good job. All right. On that note, let's go to the topic of the day, which is about it's a very interesting topic. It's about conversations with animals. So we're going to start with an activity where I'm going to give you some sentences. You have to tell me if it's a myth or a fact. Myth means something that's not exactly true, but people believe in it. And fact is fact, obviously, it's objectively true. So let's
Mhm.
see if you can guess the myths and the facts correctly. Okay. All right. So the first one, obviously, all of these are about animals. Do you think pigeons can do maths?
Pigeons can do math. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe they can do. No, it is they cannot do math like human being, but
Hmm.
I think they are using pigeons to do some calculation. And I have seen beside the road
Hmm.
some of the priests, or no, I will not say priests, some of the astrologers, some of the future predictor. They they are using pigeons and to pick up the card and telling about their future. So I think if we will teach pigeons, so yeah, as they can speak in our language, and
Hmm.
I have heard many times pigeon can speak in our language. So I
Yeah.
think if we will teach them that 2 multiply 2 there is 4, so they can do, they can solve. I think they can catch them, but they cannot do mathematics. They cannot solve the portion, but they can imitate, and they can memorize.
Right. Yeah, yeah. You are kind of correct. Yes, that's what. They cannot do, say, maths in the sense of human maths, obviously, like calculus and all of those things, algebra, but they have great mathematical intelligence. So they have good numerical ability. So it's a fact. Now, the next one, giraffes can hum, but only at night.
You have what is humming?
Humming
Hum.
is this sound, the musical sound, like bees hum, right? That sound. That's
I
a
haven't seen, and even I would say that I haven't seen physically giraffe, and I have seen in movies and television only. And what they are doing, I don't know. uh, are they doing humming or not? I don't have idea.
Yeah, so no, it's actually a myth. Giraffes can't hum. Bees can, but giraffes can't. Okay, next one. Cows have best friends.
Yeah, actually, in our scriptures, in our religion, we are worshipping cow, and so they are best friend, and we are I would say uh, we are doing a lot of service. We are giving a lot of service cows, and on behalf of we are getting milk, and they can be best friends of mine, and so in our scriptures, so many things are is being narrated in uh, for cows, so they can be best friend. Yeah, it is factual.
Okay, all right, makes sense. Last one. Do you think butterflies? You were correct about the cows one, by the way. But the last one is butterflies taste with their feet.
Just just what
Taste
you
with their feet. They taste with their feet.
test with their feet.
Yeah.
Test means check.
Test, like testing something. They
Okay,
test the
okay.
nectar or
Test
whatever with their feet.
with the butterfly.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I think they are sitting on the flowers, and they are sucking something from flowers, and so they are uh, they are in touch with flowers, and I think they would have been using flowers, and they are so I think there would be some sense of sweetness, I think, if they
Yeah.
will sit on sunflowers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so, but I haven't encountered such things, so I can't say this is fact.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it is a fact. You're correct.
Okay.
All right. Now let's go to some questions. So now imagine if animals could talk. Which animal would you like to have a conversation with and why?
Whenever I see and whenever any animal, so I'm that kind of person. I'm very humble, and I'm very, I would say, kind. So I feel very nice at that time. So and whenever I see infant, I see the kitten and dog child. Uh, so I feel very enchanting at that time. So they don't have mind as human, but they have emotion, and they can swim, they can walk, they can fly, I would
Hmm.
say. So they can be best friends of human being. So
Hmm.
I would love to interact with any animals, and if they are not harming, if they are little, I would say, and if I will say that I'm going to interact with lions, so it is not going to happen, and they will kill me, they will harm me. But whenever I encounter any little like dogs, cat, and parrots, so and any kinds of, so I feel enchanting, and I can interact with any animals.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, how do you think the world would change if animals finally started communicating with humans?
Right, so humans would be become more compassionate, and they will not kill
Hmm.
them, and they will not harm them, and they for the sake of their taste, for the sake of their food, they will not slaughter them. They will not slaughter them. I think is it correct one? Slaughter. They will not kill
Slaughter,
them.
you mean slaughter, right? They will
Slaughter.
not, yeah,
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
yeah, not slot, yeah, slaughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Hmm,
they,
hmm,
so it is, and definitely, if somebody will catch them, so they will say that please don't kill me, and please let me live alive like you. I have emotions, and I
hmm,
have even I have my kids, and
hmm,
I am bound to feed them. If you will kill me,
hmm.
so how they will survive in their life? So definitely, they will be able to save their life.
Okay, all right, makes sense. Now, do you think zoos and farmings would kind of use animals as much if they actually started voicing their concerns, their preferences?
For the sake of their benefit, for the sake of their entertainment,
Hmm.
and they are capturing animals, and they are keeping them in zoos. So I think it must be avoided, and
Yeah.
they have rights to be to live as a human being, and they must be I think they should be free, and they have freedom to live. Uh, uh, they have freedom to live like human being, and it is our nature, and we are just destroying the nature for the sake of money, for the sake of our benefit, and
Yeah.
the day will come, and they will attack on us, and they are attacking as
Hmm.
well,
Hmm.
and so we must avoid doing all these things.
Okay, all right, understood. Okay, so now final feedback. I think you did good. I'd like you to work a little on your fillers, a little, and the nuances of your tenses. Sometimes you're making some mistakes with that, and also pronunciations here or there. There's a slight mother tongue influence. So work on these
I
areas a little. Yeah. Hmm.
I have MTI influence, man.
Yes, yes. So there's that a little, but that's fine. Just work on it a little and focus on these areas of improvement and speak as much as you can. I think it would
Yeah.
go away in some time. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Do you have any question that I can help you with?
So I'm reading, I'm watching, I'm listening to podcast, and I'm inculcating vocabulary. What other I can do?
Speed? No, this only reading, writing a little if you like that. Writing
Ah,
journals or writing diary entries help. Listening, speaking. Yeah,
sometime I write as well. Sometime I
that's
write.
great. All the activities have been
I don't
covered.
have that much time, ma'am.
No,
Actually.
no, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. No, no,
Okay.
I understand. That's good. That's good. That's good. Just work
Okay.
on these areas, and I think you'll be good to go. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
All
So,
right. Thank you
okay. All
so
right.
much.
Have a nice day ahead, ma'am.
You too.
Thank you
You
for
too.
being
Bye
here.
bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
ma'am. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.